How's everybody doing today? Um, so, gonna be doing more of these videos. It's kind of my way of dealing with some of the stuff. And, if you like it, give me a like. If not, no big deal. Just telling you some of the stuff that I've been through. And, as I said, some of it'll be funny, some of it'll be sad, and some of it will be pretty nasty. So today I'm going to talk about some funny stuff that's happened on scene. You know, working in some of these jobs, you're expected to be a certain person, act a certain way. You're definitely not allowed to laugh, even when it's funny, and sometimes that sucks because even though, the situation being that it is, you're on scene and, someone lost their life. Those of us that work in that type of environment or see that type of stuff every day, we kind of laugh. That's kind of our way of dealing with stuff. So I hope you don't think that I'm being insensitive or any of that. I totally felt bad for a lot of these people, but I can't do anything about it. They're dead. There's no bringing them back. Yeah, I'm gonna tell a story about one time. This story involves a decomp, and a decomp is a person that has been there a while. They're decomposing. Yeah, they smell pretty freaking bad. As I've said in some of the other videos, I've had to get them out of pretty much any place that you can think of. I've had to fish them out of the river, get them out of cars, get them out of fields, get them out of the woods, get them out of the water. I've had some of them where, you show up and you're like, how the fuck did they get in there? For one, and then how are we gonna get them out? That happens a lot more than what you would think. This decomp, it was actually when I was just doing transport, and it was for the coroner, and I was doing these for the coroner and some funeral homes. Oh no, wait a minute. This one was going from the coroner to a funeral home. And those type of calls, it's for a funeral home, so you got to have on your suit and tie, and so I go there, and they had already told me, hey, this one's a decomp. It's a pretty big guy, and after you get done, we have to get once you get back, we have to get a ID photo. That's a way for either the family or the funeral home. That way they can ID the deceased. And so this one, I I get him onto the cot. I do everything I'm supposed to do, and I'm going to roll him out and a couple of the people that work there. They're walking me out, and somehow, some way, the cot tips over, and this big decomposed man, he's probably about 300 pounds, big boy, very stinky, in a black body bag, and he's strapped to the cot, but I think I caught the corner of a rug or something, and it kind of twisted, and long story short, the cot fell over along with the body. So you got this big, massive, rotted blob of a body strapped to a cot, laying on its side. And yeah, that was pretty shitty. I don't usually drop bodies. It does happen, sometimes if you're on scene, sometimes wet ground and slick shoes, they don't mix. But this one, so he's laying on the floor, and the people that work there were kind of giggling a little bit, and I was pretty embarrassed, and I'm trying to manually lift this thing up, and I can't. He weighs too much. And so they decided they were going to give me a hand. They're like, hey, go ahead, unstrap him. He's already on the floor. Unstrap him. We'll lower the cot, and we'll, just lift him up onto the cot, and then we'll lift him up, and you can get the heck out of here. So, sounds good. But just like anything, nothing ever works the way that you think it would. So this, I unbuckle him, I set the cot next to him, and all we have left to do is lift the big black bag with the big rotted body onto the cot. Sounds pretty easy. Well, we start to lift him, and we're holding on to the bag, and mind you, it's one of those big, thick, sturdy black bags with the handles and everything, and we get him almost on there, and then he rips through the bag and falls right on the floor. And if that's not bad enough, he's got like this jelly shit all over him, still some maggots that had been in the bag with him, and this shit is oozing out of him, and I slipped on it, and I fell right on top of him. I'm talking full on fell right on top of him, and he had this shit that was running out of his mouth. It's like this jelly shit. If you've ever seen like bologna that's been there in the fridge too long and it gets that jelly, yeah, I got that shit in my mouth, and I about fucking threw up right then and there. It smelled horrible, and then I got that shit in my mouth, and I could taste it, and I'm just, well, if that's not bad enough, I'm highly embarrassed, but then you have a bunch of people that are staff members there who all saw it, and they are literally laughing their ass off. They have never seen anything like that, and leave it to me to fuck up and have something like that happen, and it was terrible. So I eventually get him, or we get him into another bag. We get him under the cot. I get him into the van. Mind you, I've got that shit all over me. And so I am heading to the destination where this deceased individual is going. And then I remember, oh shit, the fuel light's on. I have to get gas. Mind you, it's a hot summer day. And I literally am running out of gas. And I'm driving around with a decomposed body that stinks so bad. I had the window down, the little vents in the back of the van, had those open, and I have to stop for gas. And the nearest place is where I had to go, which it was right by the highway. If I would have got on the highway, I would have run out of gas. The fuel light was on, it was dinging. It said, I think, like 0 miles till empty or something like that. And yeah, I'm stuck having to go fill up a gas tank with that shit all over me. And it's a busy gas station. And so I park the van at the gas pump. Everybody outside, you know, there was someone on the opposite pump. They could already smell it. And if you've ever smelled a decomp, it is pretty nasty. So I go in to pay, and there is a long line. There's probably someone in there buying lottery tickets or something, but the line is backed up, and I stink so bad. Yeah. Long story short, everybody knows that it's me that stinks that bad, and they let me go ahead of them. So I go up to the cashier and I am paying. And as I'm getting out my wallet, I happen to look down, and my pocket here, I notice there is a large chunk of skin hanging from my pocket. It's literally stuck to it, and it's probably about that long. Just a big chunk of rotted skin. And so I about threw up there, and I can't even imagine what the cashier was thinking. So I quickly pay, I get the heck out of there, and then I I head to where I've got to go. And yeah, I get there, and I've still got to drop the body off, put it on the table, and you know, there's a little bit of paperwork that we got to fill out. And so I'm in a shitty mood. All of this stuff has happened, and you know, I stink so bad. I get the body out of there. I leave all the doors open. I'm trying to air it out the best that I can. And yeah, they by the time I get there, they already know what happened when I was picking the body up. And so they're, you know, laughing at me and like, I can't believe you dropped him. And I'm like, you should see what else happened. It sucked. That was the worst call I've been on. But you know, long story short, I get him onto the table. I fill out my paperwork. I clean up the van the best that I can. And I get the heck out of there. And then I've still got to go home. And I've got to get cleaned up. And I called my wife at the time, and I was like, hey, explained what happened. Hey, I'm gonna come to the back door. Could you please unlock it and set a trash bag out there and have the hose ready, because I'm gonna have to clean up outside, and then I'm gonna have to come in and take a shower. And I think I threw those clothes away. I think it was a whole suit. But yeah, so that's some of the shit that can happen working around that stuff. It's not fun. Yeah, but I mean, if you can laugh at that, you can pretty much laugh about anything. I been sent to some pretty wild scenes, and yeah, I'll get more into those on some other videos. But if you watch this and you liked it, this is on Twitch right now, and then it goes over to YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe, and yeah, comment, let me know what you think. But yeah, just some of the stories from my time working around death. But if you liked it, let me know. If not, no big deal. But thank you for watching, and